All right, Mike, the horses are entering the gate here for the Grade 2 Kentucky Downs Turf Sprint on Saturday, September 10th. And this is Breeders' Cup win. You're in for the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. Interesting at Kentucky Downs because the 6 furlongs here, and they'll be at Keeneland this year going, well, straight in one turn. At Kentucky Downs a little different. But, Mike, as they're going in the gate, who looks like the winner for you here?
I'm going to stick with the 5 Arzak here. I mean, that's who I liked before the race. I love this 8-1 price we're getting right now. 4 big-time efforts as a 4-year-old coming in here. I respect the 12 Arrest Me Red, who's 4-5 in this spot, but 4-5 out of that 11 post, essentially, because the 13 drew in, is tough. And that 13 drawing in matters, too, because now there's speed inside and outside of Arrest Me Red. Going to have to work out a trip and going to be hung wide. This first turn comes up very quickly, and it's a very long, wide turn, so you're going to lose ground around the whole thing.
Yeah, the extra speed helps my top pick, the number 2 Chewing Gum, drawn well inside as opposed to last year when he was platooned way outside and he likes to come from behind. Let's see what happens here. Remember, Breeders' Cup winning for the Turf Sprint. Boy, who was that? Totally Boss that burst out of there? Who was that? I can't see the.
No, Totally Boss a little further back. That's the 13. I mean,
That's the Artemis City Limits. That's the
And interesting here. I mean, the 12 horse is sitting in what is that? 8th place, 9th place right now, and that's definitely not where
mid-pack way outside.
Generally,
and outside around this whole big wide sweeping turn too.
Yep, the 5 Arzak in a perfect spot, sitting there in 3rd, close to the pace, but not right on it. We'll see how fast they're going here when they post this first fraction. 21.51. That's a reasonable speed, I would say, at Kentucky Downs. That first thing is also downhill, so you guys need a huge effort here from Arrest Me Red to get it done.
Speaking of huge efforts, Arzak is sitting there in 2nd in the perfect spot. He's going to get their jump on Artemis City Limits if he comes back to them. 21.5 for the opening quarter. But we did see Delika earlier carry her sharp speed pretty well here.
Yep. And who's that out the front run? The Fed is flying outside too.
Oh my goodness. So we got a big scramble here.
Arrest
Me Red is on the outside 3 wide. Can he get it? He's going to have to be very much the best here. The 8 horse is digging in. Neither one of us had Brand figured for this race, Mike, and Brand just steals it from California.
Yeah, Brand comes in and gets the job done. And Brand been running against Arrest Me Red, been running against Gregorian Chand, who scratched out of here and not able to get the job done. Here is able to turn the tide at a 12-1, 11-1 off odds. That's an interesting one. Not one I will be playing in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. We'll put it that way. This kind of produces some weird results. Not necessarily one that I'm interested long term, though.
You and I were we weren't big on Brand in this race simply because he was coming from California, and when California, especially turf horses, go and face horses from Kentucky turf, from New York turf, even Florida turf, they usually don't stack up that well. But John Sadler has this one ready. You can look at the form and you see that down the hill side course went gate to wire to win the Daytona 2 back, and the down the hill turf side course at Santa Anita is similar to Kentucky Downs. Boy, Vincent Cheminade, I want to give him a tip of the cap because he rode Brand to a great 2nd place finish in the turf sprint at Churchill Downs behind Arrest Me Red earlier this year. Right there, a perfectly timed move got up and did it. And I had said before the meet, European jockeys like Cheminade coming from France, these guys know how to ride these kind of courses.
That's 2nd win of the day, too, so it's going to help improve his stats over there. He was 1 for 13, I believe, coming into the day, but he's now going to step that up and be over 20% here.
As far as let's take a look for the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. I'm with you, Mike. Brand is a horse that you look at his form and he's running lots of 6.5, even flat 6.5 furlong races. And you had the Green Flash handicap at Del Mar last weekend. It was a Breeders' Cup winning year for the Turf Sprint. You would have thought that if that really was where this horse was meant to go, they would have stayed home for that one. So, what do you think about Brand?
Yeah, I mean, this is an underneath to me again. Look. Again, got beat by Gregorian Chand, came out of this, but got beat by Arrest Me Red at Churchill 3 back. Got beat by Chewing Gum to start the year at Santa Anita. So this is possibly an underneath candidate, but the problem is that waiting in that race is Golden Pal, right? I mean, so do we think that Brand is going to be able to step forward that much to be able to get there? I don't think so. It almost would have been better for Artemis City Limits to win this race for a lot of the people who wanted to play against Golden Pal because it would have injected that speed into the Breeders' Cup Sprint. So from that perspective, it kind of helps Golden Pal a little bit. But I mean, I'm not taking Brand over Golden Pal at any point here.
What did you think about this race, and what do you think about the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint? Let us know down in the comments below. Did you have Brand on top in this race? Mike and I, like I said, we didn't. If you got him at 11-1, congratulations on that one. Hit like before you leave the video. Subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/racingdudes. We'll see you at the track.